You asked for it.
And you're gonna get it. We've got some questions coming at us, and we thought we'd spend some time answering them.
Whew, I don't know if we have enough time, but we're going to try.
Yeah, well, we'll just, we'll get her done.
Yeah.
First of all, what was the question for you?
Where did I get that?
Well, what is it?
What is cactus candy?
I know. What is it? And why is it so good?
Well, we bought this particular box at the Reed Park Zoo here in Tucson, but I had another box that I bought at some gift shop somewhere. I don't know where it was, but I think they're pretty doggone good. They're not real sweet, but they're actually...
It's sort of a jelly.
Yeah.
A goomy jelly.
Actually,
Yes.
a kind of a hard jelly. But,
Right.
Well, they stick to your teeth, so you might not want to do that right now. But
No, I won't.
they're pretty tasty. I highly recommend it, folks.
Right.
If you run across it at a gift shop or whatever, wherever you see it, it's pretty distinctive box, and they're
Yes.
all like that. That's what they come in. And I think they're pretty doggone good.
Well, what they're doing is they're using the juice of the fruit of the cactus. It's not the actual prickly pear, the pads, although I don't know why they have saguaro on there. But they use up prickly pear cactus, and then they put saguaros on. And they, But what they do is, I've actually harvested the fruit before. My daughter and I thought we'd try it. And what we did was pick the fruit. It's when you can tell when it's done, it's almost like a deep purple. It's like such a deep red, the purple. And we harvested them. We did it with like little tongs, because even the fruit has like these little pricklies all over them. Yeah. Pickers, yes. And we picked them and put them in a bowl, took them home, divided them up. And what I did was I boiled them. And then
in water?
boiled them in water.
Okay.
And then drained I don't want to get them, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, but a lot of people like to drink the juice. It's really full of vitamin C, very nutritious, lots of vitamins and minerals. Yeah.
Cool.
So what they did was they used the fruit. That's why it's red.
Okay.
Sort of a purple.
Yeah. And I just noticed on the side here, Lee, that they have a website. I bet you can order online if you'd like.
Cactuscandy.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy enough. Should we... What is... Oh, my gosh. Do they really expect people to read that?
Well, I did read part of it. Cane sugar, water, corn syrup, which I don't like the corn syrup. Pectin, citric acid, oil of lemon. Oh, yeah.
Well, where is the cactus juice?
That's right.
I'm sure it's down the list, but...
Oh, prickly pear juice. That's after the pectin. Prickly pear juice. I was right. They just used the juice.
Okay.
And that's usually what people do. Although the pads, I forget what they're called. Hey, if you're Hispanic, I forget what it's called. But you get the baby pads, the real nice, tender, the new pads, and kind of slice off they're not even, when they're babies, they're not even prickly yet. They're not hard. They're just like little nodules that you...
Don't some of them, maybe it's the older ones, the mature ones, but don't they have a flower once a year?
Oh, yeah, they flower it and then they fruit. They flower, then they fruit. Then they go into the fruit. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm still confused. Do they have fruit outside the paddle, the green part?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is that what it... I thought you boiled the flat green thing that looks like a ping pong paddle.
Right. It's I'm dropping things here. It's prickly pear. But what I was going to say is a lot of them, what they do is they grill the pads. on barbecue. And they love it. I think they take you can let me know. I know a lot of you know this. Or what I did one time, I got to try this. So I got a tender, very tender little pad, new, and I peeled all of the hard part off. And then what I did was I cut it up and fried it. A lot of people will put it in their salad, things like that. Yeah, they're edible.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's the prickly pear cactus.
Cool.
And they make candy, they make juice, they make all kinds of things with the juice. So,
nice.
you ask for it and you're going to get it. Okay, next question.
Well, how often do we shop? Quite often you'll see a Walmart haul.
Yeah.
You know, that Lee will show you what she bought at Walmart. So it might seem like we go every day.
Yeah.
Well, we don't.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. I would guess it to be every 4 days or
That's
so.
what I was going to say, because we haven't really discussed this.
Yeah.
We just put down the question. I gathered some questions. One of the reasons we have to go every 4 days is because we need water.
Water.
In fact, we do need water. He said, well, I got to go to Walmart. I said, me too. Because I don't carry gallons and gallons of water with me. Not when I'm in the city.
Right.
And so we go, every 4 days. And I might pick up some more apples, maybe another cucumber, things like that. Yeah. What do you usually get there?
Well, I get water as well because Walmart, many of them, not all of them, have these pretty fancy water dispensers that are set up so they can easily fill a 1 gallon container, a quart container, or a 5 gallon container. The spigot for the water, I guess I can call it a spigot.
Right.
It actually has an adjustment where you push a button and you can raise or lower it right down to the opening of your container. And I usually get 4 or 5 gallons at a time.
Me too.
And Abby and I go through about 1.5 gallons a day or something like that. So I try not to let it run completely dry, be completely out of water. And that's just like today. I have 1 gallon left in the back of the van. And so I'll go in and fill up 5 or 6 gallons, and doesn't take long. And is it 27 or 29 cents a gallon?
I think it's up to 29 cents a
Okay.
gallon.
All right.
Or no, 27.
Okay. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think. It's a lot better than buying a gallon in a container.
For like $1.09 now, I think, for
Okay.
Walmart. If you can find the Walmart ones.
Right.
But some of the other brands are like $1.18
Yeah.
for a gallon.
Yeah.
And I don't like the containers they come in. Yeah. Okay, next question. Do I, or you too, see ourselves living in a house of sticks and bricks?
Well, I'll tell you what, Lee.
Yeah.
At 5 o'clock this morning, when I gingerly hopped out of bed to the cold air in the cold van, I tried to insulate this van as well as I could, and it's chilly. It's chilly. But at 5 o'clock this morning, it was 29 degrees, and it said the feel-like temperature was 26.
I know.
That's freezing.
Yeah.
Brilliant fall, but it's freezing, and it was very, very cold. So when I, get up on a morning like that, I think, oh,
I know.
sometimes
me too.
it might be pretty nice. I don't know if winter or summer, but I have thought quite a bit about, well, can you get a 6-month lease on a place? And I think you can if you search long and hard
you're going to
enough.
pay a pretty penny.
Yeah. But it might be well worth it.
Yeah.
Or, if you could find a house-sitting gig that would accept a pet, that would be a ideal situation too. So I think about it, but then the weather gets nice, and I just think, wow, this is cool. I'm loving it out here, and the thoughts go away. But
yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it either. It seems like maybe we should travel in the spring and the fall. In the summer, we need air conditioning. In the winter, we need heat.
Yeah.
Although, you know what? I mean, I'm not that crazy about artificial heat. But a house would be. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I've been trying to like pinpoint what it is in my van when it's so cold. What causes me to just go, oh my gosh. I think it's just hard to maneuver. My hands are cold.
Yeah.
It's hard to maneuver. If I turn on the propane heater, it has a weird smell to it. It irritates me. And then if I turn on my car, it doesn't last long, and yeah, it's kind of, I know it's a little whiny. I'm a little whiny when I think about it, but this cold, I really don't like it so cold.
Well, I did use my little buddy propane heater for a little while this morning, but the problem with that is that when you have a heat source such as a propane heater, there is moisture. I don't know the scientific facts behind it, but it produces moisture. And I have my windshield covered with screening, removable screening, and invariably between the windshield on the inside and the screen, moisture forms. And actually this morning, I had ice on the outside of my windshield. And so Lee said, "You ready to go to the park?" And I said, "No, give me about 10 minutes because I can't see a thing out my windshield right now." And I just had to sit there and give it time to defrost and warm up a little bit so that I could see what in the world I was doing.
Everything looked a little frozen.
It was.
This morning.
I hit my windshield wiper, and it just
yeah.
had that familiar Michigan scratch sound when the wiper blades, the frozen wiper blades, hit the frozen windshield. And I knew I was going to have to wait until the van warmed up.
Yeah.
So.
Well, can I take a guess at what I think goes on, why it produces moisture?
I wish you would.
And you can let me know. I'm not an expert at this, but I'm guessing. I've always kind of guessed this. When you're using propane, it eats oxygen, right? Because that's why you have to crack a window.
Right.
So it eats up oxygen. Well, if it's that cold outside and it's eating up oxygen, where does the moisture go? Because there's so much moisture in the air. And as it's taking away the moisture and the oxygen, the moisture has to go somewhere.
Water is H2O.
Yes.
So what does that tell us? Some of the O is being eaten up by the heater.
Yeah.
Okay. So
that's my guess. I might totally be wrong, but I was thinking about that. I think a couple of years ago, I was thinking, well, yeah, why is there water? It has nowhere to go. And so, because the oxygen is like, it doesn't eat up water. It only eats up the oxygen. And so the water's like, where do I go? What do I do?
It attaches itself to any cold surface inside the vehicle.
What do you think? Let me know. I'm sure we got some scientists out there.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a great explanation for that.
Yes. Okay. So, yeah. Well, the short answer is yes. I do see myself part-time living in a home. Yeah. In a couple years, maybe. I mean,
as you folks know, we try to combat the harsh weather, whether cold or hot, by moving altitude-wise.
Yeah.
Flagstaff is at 7,000 feet. I don't know offhand what Tucson is, but it's a lot lower. I mean, the mountains are surrounding Tucson, whereas in Flagstaff, you see a few mountains, but it's nothing like here in Tucson.
Oh, yeah. We're in a valley.
Kind of, and I know Phoenix is that way, too. It's in a valley, surrounded by mountains. So we try to go high in the summertime and go lower in altitude in the wintertime. But still, you're going to be hot in the summer and cold in the winter to some extent.
Yeah, in Flagstaff. I mean, we spent a lot of time being hot.
Yeah.
But it was, I don't know, I kind of miss that heat.
Yeah.
I know.
Even up at the Grand Canyon,
Yeah.
you know, its altitude is, I want to say 7,000 feet, something like that, just like Flagstaff. But it was really hot in the Grand Canyon when we were walking around and so forth. So.
Oh, yeah. And then a lot of times, you know, at a certain point of the day, your picnic table is just in the sun.
Yeah. Whereas right now, I just took Abby for a walk a few minutes ago and made sure that she didn't get in the shade of the Ramada out here. I wanted to be in the sunshine and soak that stuff in and get a little bit of warmth. Asking us, you know, because we've said, you know, at Cracker Barrel or any place that you're parking that is not a campground, a BLM land, long-term visitor area land, can people actually park and not extend their slide outs and still move around inside the vehicle? Well, it's my understanding that sometimes yes, sometimes no. Obviously, a slide out is designed to give you more room. And so some of these vehicles, actually the walls almost come together. You don't have room for your bedroom. You don't have any room, any aisle to walk around, to walk through. Whereas some of them give you a little bit of area without even having your slides extended. However, you know, it's not going to be as comfortable and trying to walk around if you don't have your slides extended. That's my understanding.
Because
anyway.
in the slides, everything is like anchored down, your couches.
Yeah.
So if you're in the living room and you've got two couches, you slide them out. You could have room to like go between them when they're in. And then when they slide out, you've got a regular room.
Exactly.
Now, I bet some of them slide all the way in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But some of them leave a little bit of room. So it's probably hard to maneuver, right?
Right. But if you're in a urban setting and you're in a parking lot, you know, we've said, oh, please don't extend your slide outs. But for some folks, we understand that it's almost impossible to move around the way you'd like to move around in there without those things being extended.
Can you slide them out a little bit, or is it one or the other?
I think it's one or the other.
Oh, really?
I believe so.
Huh. Okay.
So,
well, yeah, that would make sense then.
yeah.
Yeah, some of them would have to do it.
Yeah.
So, would you ever own an RV like that?
Well, never say never, but I'm very comfortable in what I'm in this high top van. So, no, I mean, if you're traveling, there's more gas consumption, way more.
Oh, yeah.
I get on the highway about 18 miles to the gallon in this Ram ProMaster, and I think that's pretty good. Whereas you'd be hard pressed, even at a Class C, I would think, to get half of that miles per gallon
right.
number. So that makes that a lot more expensive. And yeah, I could be more comfortable. I could have a built-in furnace of some kind.
Oh, yeah.
So I could be more comfortable. And maybe when I put a few more years on this body, maybe I'd be tempted to do that. But right now, I don't see it happening. Do you?
No. I just was wondering, it would be fun to try one out, but we looked at the price of renting. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
for a week, it's like $2,000-$3,000 for like a week. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, the next question that we have, I think this might be directed at me, but you can answer it too.
I would say it's more your question than mine.
But men have to do self-care too. I
Yes.
really do advocate
do.
you guys to take care of yourselves, because we want you to live a long time. Do I find my day, most of my day is spent in self-care? I would imagine that they mean exercising, shampooing my hair, getting dressed. Well, yes and no. Sometimes, I will be honest, sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, I gotta exercise again. But I really do know that it makes me feel better. And the thing is that with all this cold weather, I haven't been getting out like I normally do. I know. So, yeah. But I do spend a good amount of time, it seems like, in self-care. Washing washing up at night, washing up in the morning, taking care of my hair. I'm trying to take care of my hair now and getting ready for bed at night. Yeah. Wow. Now, I wonder if self-care would be eating healthy. Wonder if that is self-care.
Well, I think so.
Well, I do spend quite a bit of time. I'm either doing self-care or I'm editing, filming.
Or filming, period.
Yeah, filming. But this is really what I love to do. I really do. Organizing and getting things ready for the subject. And sometimes it's just willy-nilly. I think I'll go record that, but yeah. So I would say not most of my day, but I would say a good third of my day is in self-care.
Well, maybe it's shame on me time, but there's no way I spend a third of my day on self-care.
Yeah.
Between shaving, washing up, brushing teeth, combing what little hair I have, brushing, I should say, because a comb wouldn't do much good. But anyway, yeah, it's much less time consuming for me than it is you. You have much more to do. It's a female thing, quite a bit.
Well, there are a lot of males that do a lot of self-care.
Mm-hmm. Are you saying I don't do enough self-care?
I'd like to see you do a little bit more, but, I know. Yeah, honesty, yeah.
Yeah.
Just, taking care of your health and walking, things like that, exercising. Yeah. I did get a comment, and I just thought it was appropriate because I think that that's where a lot of us are. And I was there once myself. We have a landlord. We're renting. Not everybody's a homeowner. Not everybody wants to be a homeowner. In fact, a lot of people I know, even if they have the money, they just want to rent. They want to be able to move around. They don't want to, neighborhoods in this part of the country, neighborhoods can fall quickly. They can just fall. You just have people moving in, bam, your neighborhood is gone. The quality of your neighborhood. So, but this person said that, I think she's in the UK, but it goes on here in the United States. Her landlord is selling the home. It has been sold. She has to be out by the last of December. She's looked and looked, but there's no good rents. And she doesn't want to live in her van because there's no places in the UK to do that. So she's she's kind of in a quandrum, like she doesn't know what to do. But I remember that because my daughter lived right beside me, and I remember the person that moved in to her place when they moved to Cincinnati. No, it just didn't work out too well. So I just felt like I'm done renting. I'm done with it. And you come to the point, some people just come to the point where they're done.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to spend their money renting anymore. It's too iffy. You can get your home sold out right from under you. And that's kind of scary. When you own a home, as long as you can pay your mortgage and your taxes, it's yours. But when you're renting, there's no guarantee. They can sell the home.
Yeah.
Or they could just decide, oh, my cousin wants to move in. Sorry, when your lease is up, you're done. It's kind of scary because you kind of get comfortable. And then you got to find something else.
I would think more often than not,
Yeah.
if a rental unit of some sort is sold, the new landlord is probably going to do his or her best to raise the rent, to try to make a little, more profit. So,
Well, they might want to limit it too.
well, that's true.
Yeah.
It kind of leaves the person that's renting high and dry.
It does.
If they yeah, you've gone through it.
Oh, I've gone through it. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. And I don't know what it's like in the UK. I've never been to the UK. I don't live there. Only United States. I know it gets pretty cold there too. In the winter, obviously. And I don't know, although there are people in Australia and the UK that are nomads. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. But if you're in the United States and this is going to happen, I really do suggest preparing yourself. Make sure to start preparing yourself. And I wrote a book about it, and it'll help you get from A to Z inside of a van of any size, or your car, or whatever.
Yeah.
I wanted to leave so bad that I actually had a sedan, and I thought, well, if I don't find a minivan, I'm just going to move into my sedan for a while. I didn't have to, though. I found a minivan, but...
I spent a couple winters in the Quartzsite area with a pickup truck. And I did
Yeah.
not have a topper on the back. I slept right in the cab. And I've heard Lee say, "Oh, that's so bad because your blood flow and your
Yeah.
feet are down, and you don't have that position that you need to really do your body good and get good rest." But I did it. I wanted to be down here, and
Yeah. Well, you had a tent.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You slept in the tent, didn't you?
A little bit. A little bit.
okay.
But I got lazy, and it was just
yeah.
easier to put that seat all the way back. It was a, what do they call it? A crew cab, where a
Yeah.
4-door pickup truck, I'll call it. So the driver's seat went on pretty much parallel.
Did you
Flat.
put your feet up on the dash or something?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, that can really cause, and I've seen time and time again, and not everybody, but if you're sitting in your truck and you're sitting and your feet are down while you're sleeping. Saw so many people in Reno, and so many of them said, "Oh, my ankles are getting swollen." So some of us would have to talk to them, go, "Well, it's because of this." It's pretty scary, really, because it can cause an aneurysm or a blood clot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there was another one. I sent it to you. I'll let you read it. Go on Signal. Yeah, I'll let you read this one.
Was that the one you sent me just this morning?
Yes, it was a good one. It was a good...
Is it this one?
Yes.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'll let you read it.
Okay. I sure hope I get to meet you guys at the RTR. This will be my first year. I will be on my own with my dog and my tiny Toyota Yaris. That is a small vehicle, I agree.
Yeah.
It will be like meeting a couple of movie stars. Oh, I don't know about that.
I
but
know.
I'm so lost, though. I have no idea where to go camping or anything else. This is the farthest drive I've ever done, so I'm pretty terrified. One thing is, I'm never going back to Ohio. I'm staying out west, so that this is a huge change. Wish me luck. Take good care. Love. The initials on the are RS. So thank you for this information. It is tough.
Yeah.
For a first, you don't, as you said, You don't know what to expect. You don't know where to camp. You're just, and I guess we didn't do this because of making an ad, but number one, I'd get Lee's book.
Yeah.
Get the ebook copy so that you've got it on your phone or your laptop or iPad, whatever, and you've got it with you.
The ebook is only $9.99.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And that's going to give you a lot of insight and suggestions. But what else do you have to say about that, Lee?
Well, second of all, make sure you join the Facebook group. And, I mean, I've got my phone number out here. You have access to my phone. You can message me, but you can message me on Facebook too. But you can message me on my phone number, and I will get the text. And if you get lost in Quartzsite, we'll come find you.
I did that a couple of times at the last meetup.
We could go meet at Main Street Laundromat, and we'll bring you back, or we'll just give you the coordinates. Yeah. So it might be wise maybe to give people instructions on how to put in coordinates into Google Maps.
That's a good point.
Yeah, we might have to do that.
Yeah.
But let's see what else. Yeah, don't. Of course, you're going to be afraid. But that's good. Fear lies in the what is it? Your fears lie in the anticipation. Your fears only lie in anticipation. Isn't that how it goes?
Or and the anticipation of the unknown.
Right.
When
you
haven't done this before, I understand completely.
Yeah.
It's very tough to think, okay, can I park here? Or is this truck stop okay? Or
I know.
Do I have to go to check in at a Cracker Barrel? All these questions. And believe me, that Lee's book will help a great deal in that regard. But the Facebook group and Lee herself, me, if you can contact us, we can put you in touch with someone that might be near you so that you can kind of caravan together. A lot of that goes on so that you're not alone. Yeah. And it helps a great deal to just have a buddy to bounce things off of. What do you think of this? Would that work? Should we try this?
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier to do it with someone else sometimes. No doubt.
And they've got Howa has the caravans. I would love to say join one of our caravans, but we don't really do that. So I do send people over to Howa, and they do have the caravans. In fact, our good friend Rhonda works for the caravans, so we know that they're really good. Yeah. And they're good people. Yeah.
Howa is the Homes on Wheels Alliance.
Right.
And they can be very, very, very helpful.
Yeah. So, well, the first sentence was, I hope to meet you at the RTR. I just want to reiterate, we are not associated with the RTR, the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous. That is Bob Wells and his group, Sue Ann. And we're not, I've only been to the RTR maybe a couple times, and that just means like I was there, and I haven't even really sat through one of their displays, or what do you call those events? Yeah, where they explain things, and Sue Ann goes through the potty talk, and somebody else does a presentation of how to do this and how to do that. What you do is you take your chair, and then you kind of set your chair down, wait for the presentation, and then sit through it, and then go. And they have an area where you can leave something or take something, things that people don't want anymore. I'm sure that's how that goes also.
Yeah. And there are two different RTRs. There is a women's RTR.
Yes.
And the regular, if you will, RTR.
Yeah.
The women's RTR is what, at the same time that,
The 7th to the 13th.
right, at the same time essentially that our gathering is going
Right.
on, and then the regular RTR is the week following, like
Yeah.
January 13, 14,
Yeah.
15 for
Pretty
the
cool.
next 5-6 days. So
Yeah.
so there'll be a lot of information presented at those things, and
Yeah.
you,
Well,
I-
that'll tell you what events you can go on Cheap RV Living to find out. We were just on it. They have a schedule of events, and you could see what's up your alley.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you don't have to go to all of them. It's all there's freedom. That's what this lifestyle is about. There's freedom to go here on this day at this time. If there's not a presentation, you're just going to walk around. There might be people hanging out, and you can go talk to them.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I really think, just my own opinion, but I think over and above going to the presentations at the RTR and so forth, just meeting people and rubbing shoulders with
Yeah.
like-minded folks,
Yeah.
you might see them putting out their lawn chair. And it looks like, oh, I've been looking for something like that. Where did you get it?
Right.
You know, just all kinds of things. What's your favorite
Yeah.
food? What do you cook? What? Just rubbing shoulders and getting to know a few of the people that are nomads, just
Yeah.
like you are becoming. You'll learn a ton. It's just wonderful.
So it's perfect for her.
Absolutely.
RTR is perfect. But I just want to reiterate, we're not real. I've had people ask on them, well, when is RTR? We're just not associated with the RTR.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I did a free presentation, a Zoom presentation, and for Hawa, and that's the only association I've ever had with that group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So people say, "Oh, he did a van tour." No, he's never done a van tour, you know, or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Nor have I.
Yeah, exactly. So I would like to mention also, again, if you would like to have your rig toured and put up, it's perfect for somebody that's thinking about maybe getting a YouTube channel going. Schedule up, get a hold of me, and yeah,
Or me.
yeah,
And,
or Paul, yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to be a little bit there sooner than I am, so
I am.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I fully expect that we'll probably 4, maybe 5 days before the events actually start, we'll put out the coordinates on Dome Rock, the BLM. We'll put out the coordinates, and we'll in another video we'll tell you what do you do with those coordinates.
Right.
Well, if you just put them into Google Maps, it'll take you right there and give you
Without
a
the
route.
parenthesis, right?
Yeah.
Without the parenthesis.
Right.
Which reminds me, we were talking to Bill on the signage. We need to get a sign.
Yep.
We better get that going.
You
Put that on the list. You asked for it and you just got it. You
That's
got it.
right.
Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah, Abby, she's back there sleeping. Sometimes you don't see her. She sleeps a lot. She's getting older.
Yeah, she is.
She is getting older.
9.5 years old.
I know.
And one quick thing, if you'd chime in the comments, when Lee and I were talking about today's video and what we'd do and so forth, she said, and it's because we're going to try to answer a lot of questions, we're going to call it You Asked For It.
You asked for it. There you go.
And it just popped into my mind, the sponsor of the You Asked For It TV show. You remember that? Was it Skippy Peanut Butter? She said you asked for it, and Skippy Peanut Butter jumped into my mind. Why? I can only figure that was because they were sponsored or sponsors of the You Asked For It show. Let me know if I'm crazy or if that is in fact what you recall as well. Anyway.
Right. Well, we do appreciate you. We really do. Won't be long, and you'll get to meet us face to face, and we can give a little hug. So, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. It really helps to subscribe, everybody. Really does help, everybody.
Yeah. And doesn't cost you a penny.
I know it, yes. And for Christmas, you want to use my links, Amazon links. Just go through one of my links in the video description and just go shopping. You don't even have to buy what's on the link, but go shopping. And as long as you went through the door of my link, I will get credit for it.
Yeah.
And get a little something, something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we love you guys.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.